All right, and we are live. Welcome to Barstool Units, I believe episode 12.
11.
Doug's 11. All right, 11.
11.
I'm Doug's and my esteemed colleague here, Frank the Tank. Frank, how are you doing?
All right, I'm feeling fine. There's some concerns, which is why I'm not in the office at the moment, but I'm getting tested, and my first test was negative, and
Okay. All
I'm
right,
going to get
good.
tested again the next couple of days.
Yeah.
But, when you travel to, places and with crowds, you got to be safe.
Yeah, absolutely. So is this like a standard precaution? So just because you're traveling, they want everyone to get tested, or did someone was there
Basically, there
Gotcha.
might have been one of the fighters at Rough and Rowdy might have had it, I believe.
Oh, really?
So there's just a little bit of concern, which
Gotcha.
always is.
Yeah, of course, and that's obviously they wouldn't.
Yeah, so I've been working from home here.
Yeah, which is, I mean, it's probably better than working from home when you were in the courthouse, right?
Certainly is a whole lot better. And the sad thing is, none of the lawyers I ever worked with turned into a cat.
Oh, what a wonderful little video. It's because there's nothing mean about it or anything. It's just an old man who clearly doesn't understand how.
I saw that all the time with some of the lawyers that had no clue what they were doing.
Yeah,
no clue.
And they don't need to.
There was one guy on a Zoom phone call. One of the lawyers on a Zoom phone call used Zoom, but continue to use it like it's a regular phone. So you got the zoom of his ear.
Yeah, yeah, that's well. For those that don't know, there was a very funny video. Basically, it's a Zoom call where there's, I guess, two attorneys talking to a judge in a case, and one of the attorneys can't figure out his computer, and a screen filter came up that made him look like a cat, like a kitten.
Yes.
And not only did he not know how to change it back, though, but he felt the need to basically, confirm for the judge that was indeed him, and he was not a cat.
Well, you had to do that for the record, I guess.
Yeah, like let the record show that the attorney is in fact not a cat.
I remember one Zoom call. There was a guy actually lit up a blunt at the end of the hearing.
Really?
After pleading guilty to assault.
Hey, listen, I mean, if you're going to plead guilty to assault, I'm sure it's been a stressful day.
The Zoom sessions with court were just so completely off the wall and bonkers.
Yeah.
I don't know how they could actually do it. That didn't look like a criminal proceeding going on with that judge.
No, it didn't.
So there was probably a lot less at stake.
Yeah.
But doing court sessions with Zoom in criminal court is awful.
I'm surprised they don't have I'm surprised they don't have that into a show yet. You know how they have court TV and all that? I'm surprised they don't have Zoom court TV.
Yeah, because Amnesty International has decided that to actually do that.
Oh, and you said Amnesty International?
Yeah, it would be actually torture.
Oh, really?
Though you could view some of New Jersey's procedures online. Mm-hmm. They just don't record, so you can only watch it live.
Gotcha.
It never records.
Huh. But obviously, there's obviously the courtroom is taking. So the court has video, but it's just not public.
Yes, and the court only records audio. Trust me, gotcha. I know. I was the one that was recording it.
Yeah. Whew. It's crazy. Well, I'm talking about crazy. It's been a crazy weekend for you. I mean, I loved watching everything that y'all were doing. I mean, you went from Rough and Rowdy, where you were in Billy's Corner. I mean, how was that? Just being a Rough and Rowdy. I hope to go one day. To be actually part of it, and you're in Billy's Corner and you're being interviewed.
It was a lot of fun. The fights were good. A couple of moments was kind of scary when this one guy just got basically he looked like he was dead for about a couple seconds.
Yeah, that's for Shizat knocked him out. Yeah.
and the she-wolf. They should have never. They should not have let her go into the third round. I was looking right at her. She couldn't breathe.
Yeah, well, that's what if you're a bigger lady or a bigger guy like me. I mean, I'm sure that if Dave does let me fight in a future R&R, like I'm gonna have to do a lot of conditioning before I get in that ring.
That's why I'm not even. Nope.
That's. I mean, I feel like that would be the first, because I mean, and watching multiple Rough and Rowdies now, that is the main thing. It's not even a matter of like whether or not you can take a punch. It's almost all connected to whether or not you can even fight in the third round, because everyone's gassed out.
Yeah, so, they get gassed pretty fast. I mean, yeah,
it's only a minute, but I mean,
it's only a minute, but that minute actually feels like a long minute.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, once you step in the ring, I mean, I think anytime you're getting punched in the face, no matter what the time limit is, I'm sure it's going to seem a lot longer. Well,
like the little people fight. They use the word midget, but I wouldn't use midget unless I'm given permission to use a midget. But for the BFM,
even then, in certain context, I feel bad about it.
BMFM championship, the two little guys there, they went at it. Yeah, and the guy kept losing his glove, so they had to get some tape for his glove.
Yeah,
but they just like, and
that was
like little balls of energy.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you saw the last little person fight they had, the last Rough and Rowdy, but I mean, looking at those two fights compared to the last one and this one, it was completely different. The last fight seemed to be everything was directed like just head on, just like right in between the two, like face to face. And this one, they were just wailing at each other. They were just going at it. It's very entertaining. Well, you had now. What do you think about? You were getting some comparisons, like you were Billy Football's Paul Bearer.
It's a good comparison, I guess. Classic. Yeah, that's one thing that I haven't really watched WWE in years, but in the golden days of professional wrestling, those wrestling managers were the best.
Yeah,
and I remember the actual golden days of the wrestling manager, and it wasn't Paul Bearer. Paul Bearer was in the twilight of the wrestling manager. The golden days were the days when all the heels seemed to have managers. The faces never had managers, it seemed.
Yeah.
There was always Bobby the Brain Heenan, Jimmy the Mouth of the South Heart.
I think that's who had the natural. Who manages the natural disasters? Was that Hart?
Jimmy Hart was the little guy, really thin guy.
Have a megaphone.
With the megaphone.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I'm thinking. When we played mini golf the first time, we had that picture. Dave put up the picture of the natural disasters, earthquake and typhoon. I'm pretty sure Hart was the manager for them.
They also had that whatchamacallit. They had Slick was a manager.
Yeah, see, I'm not too. I remember Paul Bearer barely. I remember Paul. I mean, Paul Heyman. That's the main manager I know of.
Slick was the stereotypical pimp.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's what he was like the fast talker,
yeah,
African American, black guy, like the slickster.
Gotcha. Yeah.
There was a little older than that was classy Freddie Blassie, who was was a wrestler.
Yeah,
from a wrestler from the 30s and 40s.
And
he was like the elder statement, and his statement was, "You're a pencil neck geek."
That's definitely like 30s and 40s for sure.
Yeah, so he was like the classic wrestling manager. It's not the same as it used to be.
Yeah, well, you pulled it off at Rough and Rowdy for sure. Especially
the only one that's still like Jim Cornette. There was another wrestling manager that was famous, and Paul E. Dangerously. You better know him as Paul Heyman.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Paul Heyman. I know. I just him yelling, "My client!" I can't get enough of that.
In the 80s, he was known as Paul E. Dangerously, and
was he a manager or did he wrestle?
No, he manager.
Yeah.
And he would he managed the Hollywood Blondes in WCW.
Okay, gotcha. That's yeah.
And the Hollywood Blonde, to tell you how different things were back then. One was Brian Pillman, and the other Hollywood Blonde, Steve Austin. Pre buzz cut, pre Stone Cold, and
he had hair.
Yeah, he had blonde hair.
Yeah,
shoulder length blonde hair.
I've seen a picture of that. I've never seen video of it, but I've seen the picture.
And Paulie Dangerously would have a cellular phone come down the ring, and we're not talking about these cell phones, these smartphones here.
No, we're talking like a brick.
We're talking about the brick cell phones from the 80s. Well, it was the 80s. and he would every now and then he'd the wrestler distract the referee. He'll come up to the rope, hit the guy over the head with his cell phone, and then the match will be over.
A cell phone could actually really hurt somebody back then.
That's when the cell phones were like.
Yeah, I remember we had we never had like an actual cell phone, but I remember my mom, I think it was in my mom's van or my dad's car, but it was a car phone. And it was literally, those huge CD case CD wallets where you hold like 80 CDs. It was basically that size, and you would just put it on the middle console, and you'd open it up and like plug it in.
I mean, it was like this size here. It was like
yeah, and it was a car phone, and it was crazy. Well, that was just the beginning of your weekend. I mean, you went rough and rowdy, and then you hopped on a private jet. I mean, did you know you were going to get on a private plane, or were they just like, hey, rather than drive, why don't you hop on with us?
No, the plans changed. Originally, Dave was supposed to go to a party in Tampa, but he didn't end up going to that party. So he was going to take the private jet from West Virginia to Detroit. So instead of driving with Spider, it was changed for us to take the private jet. 45-minute flight from West Virginia to Detroit.
How was that the first time you were on a private jet?
Yes.
How was it?
Well, it's typically living the unit life. The worst part about flying is going through airport security.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take off your fucking shoes, your belt, and of course, with the weight I'm losing, my pants is practically falling down.
Yeah,
so I had to hold my belt up.
We need to get some pants sponsors for us.
That's what I'm waiting for, to get new pants.
Yeah,
I used to be a size 69. I'm clearly not size 69 anymore. Maybe like a size 65.
Hey, that's awesome.
I don't know my exact size, but I would. Anyone out there, pants sponsors? I'd gladly wear them.
Nice. We'll find somebody for sure. But that's so you went so no private or no security with the private jet?
Nope.
Just walk out on the tarmac.
They open the gate, load the plane, like you're loading up a car, and they don't even wait. They did just as soon as the plane's loaded, door shuts. They start taxiing. They taxi down the runway, and they take off.
That's amazing. That's awesome. So you got to be in Billy Football's corner Friday night, and then the next day you're taking a private jet to Detroit, Michigan, to basically bet during the Super Bowl. As I know, and our listeners know, unfortunately we did not win the $50,000. But how was that experience?
Yeah, it was fun. The Greektown Casino is nice. It was cold in Detroit.
Yeah,
I went out for my walk. And when I was going out for my walk, all of a sudden my battery just crashed. I went out with a 90% charge, and 30 minutes later, my phone was completely drained.
Was that because of the weather?
That's what they were telling me.
So people in Detroit were
there seemed to be something wrong here. I'm trying to charge my phone, and it's not the fast charger. It's not charging correctly the last few days.
Well, I mean, that must have been really cold. Well, I was a few things came from that. Rico Bosco won the $50,000.
That was actually the first time I ever did any live betting.
Yeah. So did you go into it with any kind of plan or anything, or were you just like, hey?
Well, my plans changed because the first half fiasco.
Yeah.
That the app wasn't working in the first half.
Yeah.
A lot of my bets would have probably been player props, over under yards, over under catches, over under I would have picked 3 players from each team to score touchdowns. I would have picked Rob Gronkowski to score for Tampa. I would have picked the Fournette to score. I would have picked Mike Evans to score. He didn't.
Yeah.
For the Kansas City, I would have picked Kelsey. I would have picked Hill. I would have picked Mahomes to score touchdowns.
Yeah.
Well, of course, he didn't score any touchdowns.
The Kansas City ones would have worked out, but yeah, I feel like there was, I think it was probably right. It was probably like 5 or 10 minutes left in the second quarter where I saw it. I'm like, Tampa Bay's just going to run away with this. I think I even tweeted.
I kept waiting for Kansas City to come back because I've seen them come back. I saw them do it 3 times last year in the playoffs when they were down at starting the fourth quarter against the Niners in last year's Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I thought the way they were down 24-0 against the Texans, this team is explosive. When it finally clicks, it doesn't stop. And so when we actually went, I put a large bet on the Chiefs money line at halftime.
Yeah.
And then they got the field goal, but I wasn't feeling. That's when I started saying, this isn't."
Yeah,
because I expected them to go in.
No,
and then when Tampa answered that with a touchdown, I knew it was in trouble.
Yeah,
and from there, when Kansas City turned the ball over on downs, deep in Tampa territory, when it was time to start, when they're down 22, they had to start going for it. You knew right there it was over, and then.
Yeah,
they showed the camera on Patrick Mahomes' face. I mean, he didn't turn to I won't blame him for having a bad game.
No, it wasn't on. Well, and that's again one of the things that I saw that made me think Tampa Bay was going to run away with it was that Mahomes was running for his life every play.
Yeah, the loss of Eric Fisher just killed him.
Yeah, well,
and. With Kansas City's defense and just some of the decision making they were making, I gotta wonder, is the thing with Andy Reid's son have anything to do with them? Because they didn't actually come down to Tampa until like Friday.
Really?
From what I understand,
were they practicing in Kansas City?
Yeah, because there was no Super Bowl hype week.
Yeah,
everything was remote.
The city to train and everything, and
yeah. It's usually they come down on Sunday, and from my understanding, or I don't know what day they came down, but
yeah,
with the thing with the Mahomes with Reid's son crashing in the back of a car, seriously injuring a 5-year-old, and this guy's got a bad history. This is not a good guy.
This isn't like an unfortunate accident out of nowhere.
No. This guy's had DUI arrest. He did a year in jail for road rage where he pulled a gun on somebody. Him and his brother, his now deceased brother, were once arrested for selling ecstasy.
Yeah, so he has a record.
I mean, what is Andy Reid doing putting him on his coaching staff? I know. He was at the time when things started falling apart, he was like a high school coach. Yeah, high school coach. Get that. Yeah. I guess when you're Andy Reid's son, you get some doors open for you.
Yeah.
And
Super Bowl winning Andy Reid.
Well, this is I remember in Philadelphia when it started when it ended in Philadelphia. Him and he had one son that died, that OD'd.
Oh, really? I've heard about that. Yeah, it was a pretty sad situation.
I mean. Yeah, he had his 2 sons have been these 2, Britt Reid and the other one that passed away, I think was named Garrett, had troubled histories.
Yeah,
and I guess maybe he's had several different type of problems with DUIs in the past, and he admitted to drinking. He's speeding on a the shoulder. the car's disabled on the shoulder. With there's like two cars, so from my understanding, one ran out of gas, and another car is like bringing gas, and he smashed into the back of the car. I mean, how fast can you go? That you smash into two disabled cars on an off ramp?
Yeah.
How careless!
I mean, what is he doing? Yeah, what's he doing? What's he doing driving there anyway? That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Well,
he better pray that kid survives.
Yeah.
And serious critical injuries are saying. You know, chances are this kid could be probably fucking in a wheelchair the rest of its life.
Yeah.
That's what they haven't said that, but that's like the vibe I get.
Yeah. I mean, even if the kid is, even if he walks away,
Britt Reid needs to go to prison. Period.
Yeah. When you have something like that, I mean, I don't think that's a situation that you can say, hey, my dad's Andy Reid and get out of it.
No, and here's the thing. I am so shocked that this was like they kept this thing whisper quiet. The first time I saw something like that was like Saturday in Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time I'm hearing about it.
They didn't even talk about it until like 3 minutes left in the game.
Yeah,
but Andy Reid did address it in the post-game press conference, and like the pictures of the kid that got hurt came out Sunday as well.
Yeah,
and little 5-year-old in critical condition because you're a fucking asshole. Uber was invented for this.
Yeah,
if you have 2 drinks, get the damn Uber.
That's a little PSA from Frank the Tank there for sure.
So stupid. Well, and here's the thing: Eric Bieniemy hasn't got a job yet. His contract is actually expiring with Kansas City. I won't be surprised if over the next 2 weeks, Andy Reid assessing situation with his son. If Andy Reid decides, I'm going to retire. He got his Super Bowl championship. He has 200 wins. He's not Marty Schottenheimer anymore. And by the way, rest in peace, Marty Schottenheimer.
Yeah. Oh, you mean that coach that always whiffed in the playoffs?
Yeah. He died. He passed today. He had Alzheimer's.
Yeah, and I was going after the Washington Post headline.
All he had to do was get to 1 Super Bowl. I think he would be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
There might even be people one day that say, you know what, he was good. Let's put him in the Hall of Fame anyway.
Well, the Washington Post headline though is like that. Like he died. He was 77. Like that's the obituary headline.
Well, he was successful in Cleveland. He took Cleveland to the AFC Championship game 3 times in 4 years. In Kansas City, he took the Chiefs to an AFC Championship game, and then they had their difficulties after that.
Yeah.
Then he was actually with the Redskins for 1 year, and that didn't work out. Then he went to San Diego and had a couple of good years in San Diego, and that 2005 Charger team, 2006 Charger team, that team should have went to the Super Bowl. That team was so good.
Yeah, but they lost like the first round, didn't they?
Yeah, they came out kind of flat against the Patriots.
Yeah. Well, that's just a crazy obituary headline to say, like, hey, this, it's just that's wild. But on the Washington Post has written a crazy obituary headline. But so Detroit was, the big thing was you kind of united. I don't know what the word is. You were you made yourself into a unit for sure, and you basically took Dave's cup holder.
Well, Dave had 2 cup holders. Come on, he's not going to be double fisting drinks.
No. So his seat had 2, and you're just like, bunk. I'm going to take this one.
Well, Dave sat in a chair.
Yeah.
There was like there was 2 couches, and he had a chair that had like 2 cup holders by him, one on his left, one on his right. So I took the cup holder that was to his left. And
that's the end of the story. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, He had his cup holder on his right. I had a cup holder on my right. I'm getting like everyone else is drinking beers and different things, and they hand me this glass of Diet Pepsi. So of course, I'm gonna use a cup holder. It's a glass. You can't have that on the ground. The glass might break.
Not. Of course,
there's no lid.
Yeah, that was the safe thing to do. You were just being precautious. Well, so you didn't win the 50,000. Did you have any in your mind? Were you thinking about what you were going to use the money on?
Yeah, I would have started looking to buy a house.
Yeah,
I'm going to start doing contacting real estate agents in the next few days. I can't stand this apartment anymore. It's so small. You know, I was thinking about that just a few moments ago. That I also need a new bed, but I want to get a bed. I don't know what bed I'm going to get because I can't decide until I get into the new house.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I have to get up some duct tape because the spring keeps poking me in my ass every night.
It's kind of like a to-do list, but you have to do these first things first.
Yes.
Like you need a new bed, but I'm in the same position. I'm going to move up in a month or two, and it's a matter of like I doubt my current bed would even fit into the room wherever.
That's why I don't want to. Yeah, I if I buy a bed now, it won't fit in the room.
Yeah. Well,
so
okay. But I
did my laundry today.
Yeah. Well, and that's another thing. So you have to go to a laundromat. You don't have a washer dryer in your apartment.
I hate the ones at my apartment.
Okay, gotcha.
So I go to, and besides which, every time I want to go there, they're being used. There's only like two.
Really, for a whole
two washers, two drivers. So you have to wash clothes all fucking day.
Yeah.
But now there's giant hills of snow to climb over just to get to the fucking laundromat because they don't do it. You saw the picture last week over that little plow. I mean, what am I going to climb over fucking hills and mountains of snow?
No, of course not.
I actually tried to go to my usual laundromat, and that place was packed at noon today.
Well, I mean, imagine all the people that wanted to do laundry while it was snowing.
So I ended up at another laundromat, but I got my clothes washed at least.
Yeah. Well, Frank, what are your thoughts? I'm throwing this out there on how they have like the Sway and Hype house for the TikTokers? What if we started a unit house in New York City somewhere?
I don't know if I want to live in New York City. I want to stay in Jersey.
You want to stay in Jersey? That's fair.
Yep.
I'm still not. I'm headed up this weekend. I'll be up there doing stuff in the office, and I'm going to start looking around as well.
Well, I hope to be back in the office in a few days. Basically, the just for contact tracing and things like that.
Yeah. Just out of.
I'm just going to continue. I'm going to go for another COVID test tomorrow, and probably COVID test Friday. Maybe see if I could be in the office on Sunday for the Daytona.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome. Yeah, and I'm, and hey, good.
Otherwise, I probably won't even watch Daytona.
Well, good for Barstool for doing that. Just out of an abundance of caution.
Yeah.
There's no, and especially because we can do a lot of stuff. It's nice to be in the office, but it is, it is a luxury.
Well, it's just like the Nets without Kevin Durant. They're going to go. Kevin Durant's been declared COVID ineligible for the rest of the season, and they're going to go lose. And I predicted it. 20 straight losses. It's happening.
For the whole season, he's not coming back.
Of course not, because it's not my team. My team is hexed and cursed, just like Trevor Bauer, going like this. Hey, Met fans, I'm going to join you, and then he goes, "Fuck you, never mind." Yeah,
that was a pretty sad move.
And then he said that, and then he had like Randy Neiman goes, "New York is not the city line," and then he had dun 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 dun, and he stepped on an apple. Look at this city. He goes, why would I want to go to New York when I could be in fabulous LA? I fucking hate every team from Los Angeles. You fucking phonies! You don't even care that much. You just want to go there and be sane.
I couldn't have said it better, Frank. I couldn't have said it better.
I hate LA. I really fucking hate LA.
Like the city the sports culture or the teams or all of it?
Everything.
Everything.
It's a plastic culture.
Yeah.
Plastic phony culture. You go to I'm not a waitress. I'm not your waitress. I'm an actor. I just haven't been discovered yet.
Yeah.
I'm not your Uber driver. I'm an actor.
Everyone. Yeah. Everyone.
I'm just homeless because I'm between acting roles. Can I have a dime?
Yeah. I used to think about going out to LA, not to live or anything, but just because that's where the Comedy Store is. And if you're any kind of stand-up comedian, or if you're trying to be one, or if you ever wanted to be one, or if you're just a fan of comedy, you have to go out to the Comedy Store. But when all this started, that was like one of the first things to shut down. And I mean, most of the comedians have left LA. Like once Joe Rogan took off to Austin, Texas a few months back, all the other comedians, I mean, besides maybe a couple, all the other major ones have left or are in the middle of leaving.
Now, the Comedy Store, isn't that run by like Carrot Top's mother?
It was no, it was Pauly Shore.
Oh, Pauly Shore's mother.
Yeah, and she passed. Yeah, she passed. I think Mipsy. No, I can't remember what her name was, but yeah, she passed away a few years back. But yeah, so I think Pauly Shore may own it, or maybe a group of investors, and he's just the face of it. But yeah, Pauly Shore's mom ran the club for forever. But yeah, now it's closed. You can't do anything in LA anyway.
And in LA, they actually shut down outdoor dining too, so you can't even go to outdoor dining.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure that was where that. I don't know if you remember this. There was the video of the guy paddleboarding.
Nobody could eat outdoors, but they were filming a movie of people eating outdoors.
Yeah. Oh, that's allowed. Yeah. I remember there was a video. It was right after the Barstool. I think it was right before or after the Barstool fun got
right around the time. Yeah.
Where that lady, the lady's like, so my restaurant, that's evil. I can't do that. That's dangerous. Meanwhile, there's like 100 lifetime whatever Rubbermaid tables for a movie set. Because they got to feed the crew. It's like what's going on here? Yeah. Well, and
that is why I hate LA.
I see the difference. I mean, I just coming from Florida and going up to New York. I mean, I've done it maybe 3 or 4 times in the past couple months.
Do you know why professional football isn't that popular in Los Angeles?
No, I mean, I always thought it was just commuters. It's people that
Nope, the fans of the Dodgers, fans that go to Dodger games, get to the game in the third inning, leave in the 7th inning, and their goal is to be seen on TV.
Gotcha.
NBA, same thing. They show crowd shots a lot.
Yeah.
Hockey and football don't show that many crowd shots, and those sports lag in Los Angeles because of it.
Yeah.
And that's why that is such a phony town.
You said hockey and what other sport?
Was that?
Hockey and what other sport?
Football. Or never as popular because they don't show that many crowd shots.
Yeah.
And
but with basketball, I mean, you're courtside. You're going to show up on the screen just in normal play.
Yeah. And most people that go to games in Los Angeles, they don't go to see the game. They go to be on a camera shot.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely, when I go to Jaguar games, you can definitely tell the people that are there to for the event, and the people who are there to actually watch a football game. Because and I don't know why listen. Shotgun's a billionaire. He's made a lot of money. He's probably a lot smarter than I am. But when I go to the Jaguar game and I see like the pools and whatever, I can see like, hey, that's something that can attract a bunch of different people. But they have a dog park. Why is there a dog park? That's like why, like if you're coming with your dog to the game and like, listen, I mean the jumbo shrimp,
I could understand
like minor league baseball games, like that's a promotional thing.
I could understand. Yeah, they actually have at City Field a couple times a year. They call it Bark at the Park.
Yeah, and that's fine. It's a little promotional thing, but like they have a dog park like where people would bring their dogs to the game. It's like. That's not necessary. So I see little things like that. It's just like what's going on here.
When they do that the Met games, they actually have the player the fans of the dogs, like a half hour before the game, walk around the field with the dogs. and they play all like dog songs.
Yeah.
Songs about dogs, even like the team from Scooby Doo.
Yeah. See, it's fun. Once or twice a year, a little promotional thing. I get that. But yeah,
and baseball and football are totally different sports.
Yeah.
I mean, football, you have to watch every play and be invested.
Yeah.
Baseball is pastoral and almost going to a baseball game, except maybe a playoff game, but a regular season game in July.
You're going to have fun.
It's conversational. You're going there to watch and sit on hopefully a not too hot summer night.
Yeah, get a hot dog, get a drink, and that's the beauty of going to the minor league baseball games.
I love going to Met games like at the end of August.
Yeah,
because like right around the first pitch, you have that August sky at Citi Field, and there's something about the sunset in August.
Yeah,
in New York that always looks really nice.
Baseball game in New York City.
Yeah,
I'm excited for everything like New York. Again, I never, even when I was thinking even when I had aspirations hey, maybe in 10 years I'll be a big stand-up comedian, I never thought about I never seriously considered moving to New York or anything. So the fact that I'm moving up in a month or so.
One thing you should do is study the taxes.
Yeah, I've been looking into that. It's 13.5%, I think, was the New York income tax, the city income tax. I'm coming from Florida. We don't have a state income tax. So it's literally just as long as you pay your federal taxes, nobody gives a crap.
Yeah.
And now I'm coming to it's funny. I was talking to my dad about it. I was one of the things where I'm okay, so I'm doing the pros and cons for living in Hoboken compared to Brooklyn. And if I live in Hoboken, I still have to file taxes in New Jersey. There's the waiver or whatever where you get a credit for what you pay in New York City, but it's yeah, but I still have to file in New Jersey. It's obviously that shouldn't be a huge pro or con, but it's just it's some little things like that'll probably drive me crazy.
Yeah, I actually got to start thinking about who to go to do my tax with. I don't think I could actually do TurboTax anymore. It's a little too complicated. And I don't care about the people running around with a desk. I'm not going to help you with your taxes. Nah, I don't want to talk to someone online. I want to talk to someone who actually knows taxes. And I don't want to go to, and I definitely don't want to go to H&R Block. H&R Block actually goes, now let me see. Oh, no. You got to pay this tax. Well, here's an extra tax you can pay. Oh, and by the way, it's a $400 fee for me to find these extra taxes for you to pay. So, see.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pay somebody.
Yeah, I want to go to. If I'm going to pay somebody, I'm going to go to an actual accountant, a mom and pop accountant.
Yeah, somebody that when you pay them, they're gonna find taxes you don't have to pay.
Yeah,
there's some kind of benefit to using their service.
Yeah. H&R Block will find every last tax, and even will find invent taxes for you to pay.
Well. It's been a heck of a weekend for you, and I'm excited to get up and be in New York and possibly do little things, even if I can come close to the kind of weekend you had here somewhere in the future. That just it feels like the whole world's open right now, which is odd, being in a pandemic and everything. But so I'm still not sure where I'm going to live. I'm leaning towards Brooklyn, but
here's another place you might want to consider. Kearney.
Is that where's that?
Or Harrison. There's another place. Kearney and Harrison are right next to each other.
Are those in New Jersey?
Yes.
Gotcha. I know the name Harrison.
And it's deep. It's down the path station. You have a longer path ride, but it's. Good God Almighty!
What's going on, Frank? What are you doing?
One guy for the Nets just literally missed 4 fucking shots at the bottom of the rim.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle being a Brooklyn Nets fan, Frank.
Whenever they play a good team, they play good. Every time they play a shit team, they play shit.
Yeah. Well, I still haven't decided. I'm definitely going to start watching NHL. with more closely. With Mincy choosing the Rangers, I definitely feel like I've got everything coming at me in all directions. Devils, Rangers, Lightning.
Devils! You gotta look for the Devils! Even though the whole fucking team has the COVID-19.
If I end up in Hoboken, it's like it's obviously there's no obviously it's a clear decision. If I'm in Hoboken, I'm a Devils fan for sure. But if I end up in Brooklyn, it's going to be weird living in Brooklyn and then cheering for the Devils.
Well, the Islanders used to play in Brooklyn briefly.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I'm out on that. I'm out on that.
Yeah. You can't be the Islander fan because if you can't be a Met fan, you can't be an Islander fan.
I just can't do the orange and blue. I can't do it. Well, Frank, you had a heck of a weekend. Heck of a weekend. Jose Canseco is still chirping.
I
don't want at that point, once you scam everyone, you take a dive.
What is it? He's mental.
Whatever. Of integrity.
I would call him a piece of shit, but it actually would be an insult to feces.
Yeah, he told Dave to keep his name out of Dave's New England clam chowder filled mouth, which is kind of funny. The thought of Dave having New England clam chowder in his mouth. But, however, the idea of him he's getting mad that Dave Portnoy's talking about him. This guy just made $1 million taking a dive on a fight that he promoted, and it's well,
I wouldn't say he did. I think what Dave said is right. He didn't go into the fight thinking he's going to take a dive, but as soon as Billy was just hitting him, he says, he decided, nope, I'm not going to do this.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, it just listen, especially even you got paid money, and maybe this is me saying this. Maybe this is a point of privilege. I don't know. If you just took a fight and you're getting paid a lot of money to be in a fight.
Yeah,
because here's the deal: if he got his ass handed to him, if Billy beat him up, but Jose Canseco took it, and they ended it right there, that could have been a very joyous, Rocky moment. Hey, if he can change, you can, and it could have been a hey, whatever, it was a good fight, put on a good show.
Well, when he wouldn't let me do his interview, you pretty much could tell that there was no Rocky moment coming.
No. Yeah. He just walked away from Caleb. I did the best I could do, and then he fucking walks away. But yeah, that's if you're going to do that, leave, walk away, delete your Twitter account, never talk to anyone else.
Because they sent me back there to do an interview with him.
Yeah.
And no, he talks too much shit. He kicked me out of his back area.
That's fantastic. You were getting in his head, Frank.
Yeah, that's what that tells me.
You're getting in his head. And yeah, it's just, again, if after what he did, the fact that he's still telling Dave to keep his name out of his, you're out of your mind. Billy may have accidentally put you into a coma or something.
No. It was the problem is he's taken so many steroids. He basically has no fucking common sense, no brain.
Yeah. I don't know. It's people are talking about he made a lot of money.
We just underestimated when that ball hit off his head. He got some brain damage.
Yeah.
You might be too young. I don't. But the clips all over the place. I remember when it actually happened.
Yeah, I've seen it. The people have talked about he made $1 million. And yeah, of course, $1 million is a lot of money, but it's also you got to look at it in perspective. He still lives out in LA, right? I'm sure he owes a lot of people money. I'm sure he's going to pay a lot of taxes on that money. I mean, it's for me. I think he took the easy way out, and he took the short way out. Whereas he could have played this into a whole other thing. Even if he lost, he could have played another stuff. Now whatever inkling of respect or integrity his name had with him, that
he has no integrity. He has no inkling of it. He's trash. Everyone knows he's trash.
Well, it's completely gone now. There's no anything. I looked at his Twitter bio, and he has on there for events or whatever. contact this person. It's like,
oh, and that, let me tell you, dealing with that guy is a piece of shit.
His manager, whoever.
Yeah, his little manager guy.
Yeah, let me see what it basically was like saying, for it was appearances or bookings or whatever.
Yeah,
contact this person. It's like,
that guy was good. That guy was like everyone would it was telling me the pain in the ass he was.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I feel bad for him because obviously he has some serious problems, but to have his problems to whatever extent they may be, and then still come at Dave and call Barstool like a crumbling empire or something like that, like a crumbling company. Like, what are you talking about? He's crazy. So I think that's probably just he's out of his mind.
Yeah, he has no clue what he's doing.
Yeah, but well, it was a hell of a weekend, Frank. A lot of stuff coming up this weekend. I'll be in New York for the Nat to watch Daytona 500. Obviously, they're not allowing any fans or anything.
I'm actually surprised that they're not allowing any fans at the.
That's what I was told. That's what I heard. Well, yeah, I mean, you would think, hey, we're in Florida, but it might be a NASCAR thing, where they. But
because they had some fans at some other places.
Yeah. It might be that they are having some fans, but they're not allowing anything else. Like if you're going, you just have to sit in the stands and that's it. Like they're not allowed. There's nobody in the infield or anything like that. But I'll be up in New York for that and everything, and I'm gonna be basically finalizing where I want to live. Brooklyn or Hoboken.
Oh, look! I just saw on here that the new name of Aunt Jemima Pancakes is now Pearl Milling Company.
I don't even know what to say to that. I mean, like, good luck to them. I mean, in selling syrup. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I never. And again, this might be a point of privilege or something. I never thought two things of it. It's delicious syrup. I preferred it over Mrs. Butterworth's.
What about Log Cabin?
I think I've had Log Cabin. I think it was too liquidy for me. I'm not sure. But anyway, well, that's we'll have to do that another topic another day.
Yeah.
Well, Frank, it was a pleasure talking to you. I will see you in a couple of days. Hopefully, you get a couple more negative tests. I'm going to test obviously before I head up there. If we're all good and negative, hopefully we can play some putt while I'm up there.
Yeah. Yep. Well, any day's now basically open for putt.
Yeah.
Any day.
Good deal. All right. Well, that's Barstool Units episode 11. Got a whole bunch of stuff coming up this week. And Frank, go ahead and take us out.
Take me home, country roads, to a place I belong. Watching Jose Canseco quit in a fight. Take me home, country roads. See you next week.
Beautiful.